Hello, hello, Tammy Cinematic Skeins. Welcome. If you're new here, hi, I'm Tammy. I knit, dye, spin, weave, sew, crochet, pottery, crafty things, all the crafty things. Because, you know, as Vincent Price said, a man who limits his interests limits his life. I think that's the quote. Paraphrasing. I don't know. I think that's the quote, though. Man who limits his interests limits his life. I swear I have that on a bookmark somewhere. I have a slight Vincent Price obsession. So, yeah. Anyways, hi. Welcome. I said my name. I gave my intro. I go off on tangents. I forget what I'm talking about. I get interrupted by dogs. There you go. Hi. Anyways, I hope you guys had a good holiday or still having good holidays. I got a stomach bug for Christmas. So I was sick most of the evening. I'm still slightly sick. My TV went on the fritz. I have a backup TV, so it's fine, but the large TV is pretty much done. I think the motherboard's going bad from what I could gather from my internet searches for what it's doing. It's just glitching all the time and freezing and all the things. And I thought it was my internet, but I was like, it can't be because the other TVs don't glitch. It's the motherboard's going bad, which is not surprising because I feel like Samsung TVs only last about 6 to 7 years. Because 7 years ago is when I bought this TV, when my last TV went on the fritz. And 7 years before that is when I bought the last TV, when that TV went on the fritz. That one, the fan went bad. So this one, the motherboard's going bad. Will I buy another Samsung TV? Probably. Because I like Samsung TVs. I don't know. I don't like change, and I'm used to the way everything is formatted. So yeah, I don't know if I'll buy a different TV. We'll see what happens when I go TV shopping. Right now, Theodore, quit. Move your foot. You're a dick. Move. Right now, I'm kind of like, let's just stick with the little TV for a bit. I can see. I can still watch TV. It's not a big deal. It doesn't need to be massive. I would love it to be massive, but it doesn't need to be massive. TVs are freaking expensive, right? Well, the good ones are. And the one I want is like $3,000 and I don't need it, right? I don't need it. I can still watch TV. Plus, my focus for 2026 is to read a bunch of books that are on my bookcase that I haven't read yet. So if I don't want to watch movies on my tiny TV, then I can read a book, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not super tiny. What size was the one in the bedroom? I think the one in my room was 40-inch. So now I have a 40-inch TV instead of a 65. It's fine. I want an 80. And the one in the gym's 32. So now I have a 32 in the bedroom and no TV in the gym, which is fine because the exercise bike has that little screen on it. And I think I can put Netflix on there. Anyways, y'all don't care about my TV watching TV. Sorry, there's a bird and it keeps flying towards the... Is there an entryway into the house out there? Because I swear there's something living in my attic. And my brain wants to think it's squatters and like people in the walls because I grew up on 80s horror movies, but it's probably a bird or a squirrel. Don't see a lot of squirrels in my area in Texas. That bird must be getting into the house. I think there might be a nest right there. Sorry, distractions. I'm easily distracted. Hello. But yeah, so 80s horror movies. I fully believe that there are squatters living in my attic and I can't get up there because my knees are bad. And my attic stairs are installed backwards, which I complained about when I bought the house, but they said it wasn't a big deal. And nothing that they would fix. And I just left it because I don't want to pay. I can't get up there anyways. So it would be easier to get up there if the stairs were flipped around, but I would have to like maneuver in a weird way that makes my knees hurt. So I can't get up there to see what's living up there. So there could be squatters up there. I hear noises sometimes. Anyway, ramble. Hi. Let's get, have you met me? This is your intro to how my brain works. Plus I've been sick, so I'm just kind of like super loopy and just, anyways, hi. So yeah, Christmas, I got sick. I got a broken TV. I knit some things. Since I didn't feel like doing anything, I wove most of the day yesterday. And I finished my weaving project way sooner than I expected to. Turns out I just needed to sit down for a couple hours and knocked it right out. So I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to do the gifting of the books. Yeah. And I have some finished objects. What? Okay. So. Okay. Well, half finished objects and finished objects. Anyways. Let's show you the things. Yes, and then I'm going to go lay down some more because my head hurts a little bit. So, yeah. Okay. Advent sock, half finished object. I haven't finished the other sock. I was doing them 2 at a time, but then I just didn't touch it for a week because I was like, I don't really care. So then I was like, oh, I need to finish these. You know, we're supposed to finish them by Christmas. Whatever, it's fine. I still got to do all of that. On the second sock. It's fine. I don't care. I really like the colorway. You know, I think I've mentioned this already. Aren't they cute? This is Woodlands and Nosh 2025 Advent, which I said I wasn't going to buy. And as I told you guys, I only bought the 50 grams. And you know, that's all I need because this is basically the size I always make my socks. And do I still have yarn left over? A little bit. Just a little bit. I have a little bit of brown left over. So, I mean, it worked out. 50 grams, the way to go for when I want to make some socks. So, yeah. Which reminds me, I have tons of 50 gram scraps. I might do something with that. Maybe I'll make a blanket with self-striping yarn in little squares. That'd be cool, right? Sorry, this bird. There's a nest. There's got to be a nest up there. Does that mean there's a hole in my roof? Anyway, okay, sock. All right. I'm sorry. All right, and then I decided when I dyed Sister to the Fates that I showed you guys last episode, I had 2 skeins of bare chunky yarn left over, and I was like, I'm just going to throw some dye at these and make some slippers that I've been wanting to make. And I did. So they were the Woodland Loafers by Claire something or other. I'll link it below. Is it Claire? I think it's Claire. Anyways, verily, I'm not going to try. It'll be linked below. The Woodland Loafers is what it's called though. So I dyed some yarn and I made some loafers. Now, when I dyed this yarn, I just threw color at it. If you guys saw the Instagram, you've already seen these, but I just threw some color at the yarn. It was supposed to be a gray base with just random colors thrown throughout it, right? Well, when I put all my dye stuff away, after I realized I couldn't dye for a bit, I threw it all in a bin and I forgot to separate my troublesome dyes out. So I grabbed one of my troublesome blues that bleeds a bunch. And so they're not gray, they're blue. It's fine. I actually really like it. So, ta-da! Look, I made shoes. Aren't they cute? Aren't they adorable? I have stuff in them to make them stand up because they're kind of floppy. But look, loafers. And then they have little thingies on them so you can like hang them up and stuff. Aren't they adorable? But this is the yarn I dyed. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. And I like these so much. I think they were so fun. I made these in a day after starting over like 3 times because I kept making the wrong size. So what happened, the first time I made them, when I do a pattern, I go through and I highlight the size. I don't know what I did, but I highlighted the wrong size throughout the entire pattern. So I made super giant size. And they were like this much bigger than my foot. And I was like, huh. And I didn't notice until I was done. I was like, oh, these are massive. If you're on my Instagram, you saw the picture. They're freaking massive, right? Anyway, so then I was like, okay, those were really big. So let me go down 2 sizes, right? and then they'll be perfect, right? Because it's superwash yarn, so you know it's going to stretch a bit. So I went down 2 sizes and they were too small, shock and awe. Why? Because it's not my size. So then I made the size that I was supposed to make for my shoe size and they fit perfectly. Who knew? Anyways, aren't they cute? So basically you knit this bit flat and then all the rest of it's done in the round. Are they cute? They're so freaking cute. I like these a whole lot. I did do a looser bind off on the flappy bit, so it wouldn't try, like, I wanted to do a tighter bind off around here so it fit my foot a little snugger, but I wanted to do a looser bind off here so it would still do the flappy bit that loafers do, you know? Anyways, so I made these. And then I was like, I want to make more. So I bought more yarn to make more. I got Malabrigo Vientos, which is, they're newer, bulky. What's the other one called? I think the other one's just called Chunky, Malabrigo Chunky. I think the difference is one's superwash and one isn't. I think Malabrigo Chunky is the non-superwash version, maybe. Do I have any in here? Or is it put away? It's put away. I'm not sure. No, wait. The yarn I used for my weaving is chunky, isn't it? Hold that thought. Sorry, couldn't reach it, so I had to pause. All right, am I right? Yes, Malabrigo Chunky's non-superwash. So these look good together. Yes, I finished my weaving project and have tons of this left over. We'll get to that. Anyways, so I got this. This one is Wales Road, which is like teals and blues and purples, right? And then I got this one, which I think I showed you guys last time. I had bought some, but I got some more because I have this same color, same. Is it the same base? It is. When the yarn first came out, I ordered this exact same colorway. But anyway, I bought 2 more. Because the one I got, I ordered via mail from Jimmy Beans. And there's a lot of yellow gold in it. Y'all know how I feel about yellow if you've been here for a bit. And when I was walking through West 7th to get more yarn to make more of these slippers, they had the same colorway, but darker vibe. So I got 2 more skeins of it. So even though I already have this color, this one was darker, so I got it. Anyways, this is Piedras. See, it's got gold in it, but it's like a rusty gold. So I like this one better than the one that I got by mail. Anyways, so I got 2 of these. Okay. And then I was so in love with this. I was like, you know, there are different Woodland loafers. There's a Woodland Loafers. And I don't remember what the newer ones are called. It'll be linked below. But it's the same designer, but these are the tall, maybe Woodland Boots or something. It's the taller version. So not the loafers, but the boot version. Look at this yarn. I want to make it, I want a whole sweater of it. I love this colorway. Isn't it so pretty? It's so pretty. It's like a rusted rainbow kind of vibe to it, but aren't these cute? My only thing, I just made this yesterday, so I got to make the second one today. Literally a day you can knock out some slippers because I mean, it's chunky yarn. But yeah, I have it stuffed so it looks cool. Anyways. I need to make the second one. My only thing about it so far for the boot version is this is really loose. So I might redo it. I might redo the cuff so it squeezes the foot more. Because it kind of slides off my foot the way it is right now. It's too loose. But the foot bit fits. It's just this is really loose. So I might redo it. But anyway, I need to make the second one. I'll make the second one and do some more decreases and see how it fits before I undo this. Isn't it cute? Don't you love it? So yeah, so this is the regular version and this is the boot version. I think it's adorable. I love this. I love it. They were so fun to make in, you know, a couple hours. So yeah, I knocked that out while I was watching TV yesterday. So yeah, finished objects. I have more finished objects. You guys remember last episode, I was like, you know, I got all the yarn ready, but I didn't have the reed for my loom. So I got my bulky reed in the mail, size 5, and I warped my loom for my plaid. Got a little worried about the yarn because, like, well, for one, my yarn base has less yardage than Malabrigo's. So when I was warping my loom, I went through like 2 skeins yarn to warp it just in the black. And I think like 1 and a little bit of the blue. And I was like, I'm going to run out of yarn for this project. So I was like freaking out and I was like, I'm going to use more of my hand spun to kind of make the yarn stretch out some, you know, a bit more. Because I think we've had this discussion. I'm not good at loom math. Trying to figure out how much yarn I need for a weaving project. It does not compute. It just doesn't. I need a better calculator. I need to understand the terminology a little bit more. I can't figure it out. So when I'm weaving something, I eyeball it and then just cross my fingers that I have enough yarn to finish. Anyway, so I got freaked out that I wouldn't have enough yarn. And I actually have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 skeins of black left. So I used half of my black and I think I have 3 or 4 skeins of the blue left. So I only used half of the yarn, even though I thought I was going to run out based on the warping. I guess warping uses more yarn than the weaving, right? I guess it would, because you got to make it like super long, but then the actual weaving is, anyway, weaving math. I finished it already. Look. But I screwed up while I was warping it because I haven't warped a loom in a little bit, okay? And I warped it and I was like, oh crap, it's all in the wrong holes. So then I cut it and then tied them all back individually in the right holes, right? So I could, you know, roll it on to the thing. Anyways, so I forgot to take that into account when I figured out my pattern repeats, right? So, because what I did, all right, I measured how long I wanted this thing to be, and that's how long my original warp was. That's the distance I measured out, like when I was spacing out my loom from my warping bar, right? So I was like, okay, this is how long I need it to be, because, you know, eyeballing it. And then I didn't take into account that I had to cut it and retie everything, right? So that was one mistake. And then I wove 1 pattern repeat. And then I, you know, used my tape measure and was like, okay, this is how many repeats I can do, blah, 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 to make it symmetrical, right? Forgot that I cut the yarn. So it's not symmetrical, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, long story, not long, short, whatever. Words. So originally I was like, all right, I'm going to use a bunch of my hand spun, my rainbow hand spun for the ends. And that's where I was going to put my pockets. I decided against pockets after I was done. Anyway, so this is what the end is supposed to look like. Okay. So I've got 2 repeats of the plaid and then giant span of rainbow. Well, because I didn't think that I had to cut my yarn when I fixed my warp, this end has 1 repeat of plaid, no giant rainbow. It's fine. It's fine. Because you know what? It's freaking awesome. Look, I'm not done. Isn't it beautiful? Don't you love it? I love it. I have enough to make another one. I might make another one. But do I really need to? Do I need to? And it's longer than my wingspan, as it were. Like, it's delightful. And it's bulky yarn, so it's nice and thick and just, it's like a little blanket. Isn't it wonderful? Don't you love it? And if I really wanted it to match up, do this. So it looks like it matches in pictures. Look it, isn't it the best? I love it so much. It's so perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Except, you know, no pockets and it's not symmetrical. It's fine. I love it so much. It's so cozy. It's so cozy. I just have to remember that the blue is the blue and the hand spun is non-superwash. So yeah, do not put this in the washing machine, Tammy. Isn't it great? It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And if I wanted to, I could just wear it as like a giant, like Lenny Kravitz scarf, you know? Just rock it. Yes. Or like a, hold on. Can't do it. Just right. Whoosh. Look at that. I'm gonna be fucking cozy. Pardon my French. Why is it French when you curse? It's delightful. I freaking love it. It's great. It's like 80 degrees in Texas right now. Isn't it great? I love it so much. Have I said that? Have I said how much I love it? I love it. So I did smaller repeats of the rainbow in between sections, right? And like I said, the end was supposed to be giant rainbow, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I even thought about like taking this out, like taking this bit out so they match, but I like it. I don't want to mess with it. I will say for my weaving, I need to figure out how to make my ends disappear because I can still see them throughout. It's like random little nubby bits, like right here, right here. I can still see where I added yarn. You can see it too. That bothers me. But I mean, it is handmade, so isn't it great? I love it so much. Okay, I made this. I do have to finish my fringe. I was just gonna leave it as is, but then I thought about it. It'll unravel. So since it's in little sections of 3, I think I'm just gonna braid them and put a little knot in it. I do have a fringe twister, but I don't think I really need it. Well, I mean, I could twist it in 3s. And then put a knot in it. Maybe. I don't know. I've got to finish the ends. And I've got to, you know, do what you do. You know, soak it or block it, I guess. Do you block weaving? I don't know. So it folds, yes. I mean, my other wrap, I think that one was super wash, so I just threw it in the wash and let it do what it did, but I can't do that with this one. So I guess I'll just block it. Isn't it great? Okay, finish that. In order to finish that, I had to finish my 3rd panel, which I think I told you guys I had taken a break from weaving because it was irritating my healing shoulder. And I shouldn't have been weaving one while I was healing, especially because it changed my tension. So my tension is super tight in the section that I wove while I was healing. And as a result, my 3rd panel is shorter than the other 2 panels. So I'm probably going to have to redo it. I don't know if I have enough yarn to do that and do the 4th panel. So I don't know if this blanket's really going to come together. Or maybe I'll have to like not make it line up. Maybe I'll have to offset each section. But then it won't have the look that I want it to have. But hey, I finished my 3rd panel. That won't match the other panels. And I mean, honestly, the first 2 panels aren't really that lined up either, but they're close. Like they're just slightly off. See? Just slightly off. But this one is like way off. Way off. Look at that. It's off by a whole section. I don't know if this blanket's gonna come together, you guys. So now I'm like, do I just have a set of random scarves for how I'm feeling for the day? Like, switch. And then we'll just put this one here. We'll just do this. New outfit. It could work. Anyways, adventures in weaving. How do you keep your tension straight when you're making things in pieces? I don't know. I don't know. You're getting on my nerves, sir. Anyways, so those are my finished objects. Let's do the gifting. I've mixed the names up, but I did write on here what you guys put, if it was hook or doodle. And yeah, so I might have to draw a couple times just in case I get two that are the same. All right, got one. Eve P83 doodle. Okay, so you get the doodle book. Doodle book. Where did I throw it? Because I throw things. Doodle knit, just for you. Yes. All right, so pop that in there. CinematicSkeins@gmail.com, or message me on Instagram your shipping info and I'll get this book out to you, probably on a Saturday because that's when I ship things. Now, it's probably going to take me a second to find hook because I think there were only 4 entries for that one. And there's more than that in this bowl. So let's cross our fingers that I just magically grab one. Okay. Oh, hey, it works. Bella Berry. Hook. All right. Excellent. Done. All right, Bella Berry. You know the deal. I think you've won something from me before. So books out of the house. Yeah. All right. So these are going to go. I don't have any gifting for this episode. I mean, there's more in the house that I want to get rid of, but I haven't compiled anything into a definite thing yet. So eventually. Also, for 2026, I might go to a once a month instead of every 2 weeks because, as I mentioned, my goal for 2026 is to read a bunch. So I feel like I won't be making as much because I'll need my hands to read the books. Look at all that silver coming in. You know, honestly, I think the chick that used to do my hair was plucking all my silver hair out because I'm getting a lot more now that I do my own hair. And I don't mind it. I kind of like it. My grandma, when she went silver, she had like the Della Reese thing going on where she had like this giant just panel of silver and it looked so dignified, and I really wanted to go silver like that. But you know what? I think I am, but unfortunately it's right here where I shave my head all the time. So random. All right. I'm almost done, you guys, I swear. Don't feel well, rambly. Advent yarn. I finished opening my Dune Advent. All the rest of the colors were definitely darker. I do wish there was more blue, like Fremen blue. I wish there was more blue. But here you go. We stopped here, I think. Maybe. Yeah, we stopped here. So these are all the ones I've opened since last we talked. Pretty. What am I going to do with these? No idea. No idea. There was a shawl pattern with the Advent, but I was supposed to download it before the 10th. It's fine. It's not like I wear shawls very often. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. They'll go in the bin with all my other Advent-y things. I think it kind of does look cool like that. Definitely like this, yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be in a blanket. I don't know. That's done. Got some more tea. One I'm very excited about. So I got some more Be Very Merry tea. This one is green tea, apple, cinnamon, orange peel, orange oil, peppercorns, cloves, cinnamon bark oil. I think this is one that we got last time, so I have 2 of these. And this is the one I'm excited about. This one is Snow Oolong. And I think I've told you guys before, oolong is my favorite tea. It's like a roasted tea. It's good. Anyways, oolong tea, roasted apple, cinnamon, white tea, and pomegranate. Yum. I think I might have this today, actually. Tea makes everything better. And I got a coaster, Dune coaster. Try to get rid of some of the glare. Isn't that pretty? Sandworm. I got a Max Toffee Nut. I don't know if this is chocolate toffee nut or just toffee. I don't know. And a chocolate. Y'all know how I feel about chocolate in my advents. Makes me happy. Got a little Merci chocolate. I think that's everything, my friends. I think that's all. Yeah. And as expected, I have not finished my knit blanket because, you know, I was weaving. So, yeah. I wouldn't have finished it anyway, I don't think. So yeah, I still got to do the 4th section, and I'm not even done adding the missing strip that I didn't count. So I think I told you guys last time I miscounted and I needed to do another row. I'm not finished with that row yet. So yeah, maybe by February it'll be finished. It's a blanket. It's fine. I mean, it's warm in Texas. It's not chilly yet. I'm hoping we still get that cold snap that tends to come around February. So at least I get to rock one of these blankets. I actually had to turn the air on the other night because it got toasty in the house. So hopefully I'll have my second boot done sometime this evening, I think, unless I get distracted and don't knit on it. But yeah, I'll have my second boot done. So at least I'll show you that next time. My boots will be finished. I also thought about like continuing this up and then folding it over because I think that would be a cozy look. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just add another row and fold it over, and that'll make it a little snugger. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that's it. Probably next time we talk, I will have made it to pottery class because pottery starts in 2 weeks. What else do I have going on? I think that's it. I haven't decided what I want to make in 2026 just yet, as far as, you know, knitting and crochet goes. I want to finish that blanket. I have 5 billion whips I need to go through and frog or finish. With my weight going down, some of my projects I might have to frog because they're going to be too big, I think. Yeah. Oh, and I got some flannel, some rainbow flannel, because I'm going to start another quilt top. So yeah, next time we talk, hopefully I will have started that quilt top because I've cleaned off the sewing table and I laid out all the fabric. Is it yesterday? No, on Christmas. I laid out all the little squares on Christmas to try to figure out how I wanted to put it all together. And then I found a pattern recommendation for that exact set of charm squares that I got. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just make that because it's black rainbow. But then I also have quilting books. So I'm still trying to figure out the layout exactly before I start, you know, cutting and sewing all the things. So maybe I will have started a quilt top at some point. If not the flannel one, then at least one of the jelly roll ones. I will have probably started that. So we'll have that to show next time. And if I decide to make another wrap because I have so much of this blue yarn left to do something with. So yeah, anyway, ramble. Hope you guys are well. Happy New Year. Talk to you guys in January.